What's going on, people? This is King Yardy Gaming Network. And that's today, while doing a recording previous to this, I went into a little rant at the end of it because being in these gaming spaces, and I'm 34 years old, so I've been around for a long time when it comes to gaming. And as a gamer, a nerd, growing up, especially in Black culture, as a gamer, you're really not looked at as something to be respected, or you're a nerd, which nerd is a derogatory word to call people like me, really, if you think about it. So I don't even accept that term. The fact that because I'm a gaming and I'm into Star Wars, I'm into technology, you're gonna now call me nerd or look at me like I'm something separate from you? And growing up as a nerd, as a gamer, I'm not even, you know what? See, that's how programmed a lot of us are. Is that I accept the nerd title, and I shouldn't. But growing up as a gamer, as somebody into Star Wars, you have to kind of hide that because you're in a society and culture that even though you have these movies, which bothers my mind, because you have these movies, you have these games that the rest of the society enjoys and loves to watch, but growing up, society called us nerds or lame or square. Black culture calls us nerds or lame, square. The Black women in our culture who never respected us in the beginning, now all of a sudden they're nerds. Not my bad. Now all of a sudden they're in gaming. Now all of a sudden they want to be gamers. They want to be in these male spaces built off of masculinity, just in the form of being a gamer or into technology. And then you have, that's why in when you growing up and you found out, this is for the other rest of society, this is for white people too, white men too, who are not racist, because I'm gonna go in on a lot of the racist righties on the conservatives and the racist liberals on the libs over there. I'm gonna go in on them too. Because this is for all, it's that when it comes specific to Black culture, we as Black men, especially as a Jamaican brother, we cannot express that. We gotta be gangbangers. We gotta be thugs. We gotta be the real ninja for the culture to accept us. It can't be different versions or different forms of masculinity. I gotta be a dumbass street ninja. I gotta hug the block to be accepted by my male peers and to be loved and respected by my women. But we would like to pretend that we just talking. And then in that, they tell us we pretend we just talking and ended that we were lame and square. I just want to punch you in your face. If it's not the women that are now in the spaces, and mind you, I don't mind women being in our spaces. I don't mind the women that are there. But when you come into these male spaces that male gamers created, that male gamers built, you got to respect our spaces because this is our house. This is our space that we created. That because we weren't accepted in other spaces, we have to build a space of our own. And you women want to come here. You want to be disrespectful. You want to shame us in our own spaces. You want to be part of our spaces, but you don't want to show us no goddamn respect. It's where the bomb clot that going around there, sir. No, 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 not that blood clot. And I accept that. If it's not the feminists that are now infecting gaming, and now woke culture, feminist females are in our culture, in the gaming culture, now making games that were male-centered and ruining those games because they hate men. How the Bombarasclad do you have people making Halo, as the rumors alleged, that don't like Halo? Because a lot of weak-ass woke boys don't like masculinity, and you simping for cookies from the women over there. How the hell do you have that? How the hell does Halo see that the men didn't like how Palmer took that shot at Master Chief and then bring it back again? Are you stupid? Are y'all stupid? And would you bring it back in there again? How does Marvel produce an MCU built off of masculinity? And mind you, the fact that you had money, even though Marvel Comics and gaming is built off of masculinity, we still wrote women into the script, which means we don't hate women. We still wrote Princess Diana. We still wrote Hawkgirl. We still wrote Storm. But they did not hate men in these stories. They did not hate men in these stories. But you bring people to make Marvel that are woke, with their woke agendas, that want to tear down the very framework, masculinity, that built the house. How dare you? How dare you? Because you don't like the rules? Because men have to compete and you want to be a lazy bum, so you have to lower the grade of masculinity? You want to infect the spaces? And because a lot of you Hollywood people are into a lot of weirdo stuff, they can use that weirdo stuff against you and get you to capitulate and move off of your stances. This is the weirdo shit. Now you got Andrew Taylor tot over there in the manosphere, and your manosphere and the clinosphere, the KKK sphere, protesting for him. Y'all got to be kidding me. Now, even though I agree with the law, you're innocent to proven guilty. I believe Andrew Taylor tot is guilty because he was on the internet saying all that stuff. He was promoting that. He was saying what he was doing like he Mojo Jojo. You know how Mojo Jojo tell you the plan before he do the plan, and that's how the Powerpuff Girls beat him all the time. Come and think about it. When you go back into a lot of the cartoons we watched, Powerpuff Girls was a feminine show. Even though in the show, Professor X, a male, created the Powerpuff Girls. That is the epitome of contradiction. Now to the next phase. To you white male conservatives, to you white male racists on the right. Do you think black men are stupid when you use these little woke? Everything you brand is woke. Every goddamn thing, every bomba clock thing. When you see a black male protagonist face that's there, you must call it woke and make all these cockamamie stories are centered around it to hide your racism. Case in point, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Even though I disagree with Ubisoft for making Assassin's Creed Shadows and then putting Yasuke as a black male protagonist because they wanted to check that off of their box. Because Yasuke doesn't represent black men in the diaspora. It doesn't represent us. If you want to showcase black men as a black male protagonist showcasing the rawest form of masculinity. You gotta use black men in the diaspora. You gotta use black men that are Jamaican. You gotta use black men who are Haitian. You gotta use black men who are Black American. You had plenty of content to showcase black men as assassins, fighting their colonial masters for freedom, praying to Papa Shango, tapping into Papa Shango and that warrior spirit, tapping into Kumpanansi and that for wisdom to uprise and slay their oppressor. But you use Yasuke. Because truthfully told, we don't know if that brother existed or not. It could be just a story. And because it could be just a story, now the white racist boys over there in these spaces can use that to challenge the argument of Yasuke. And even though I would agree with the logic, why do you have a black guy running around in Japan beating up Japanese people, but the same white boys are cool with John Henry Blackthorne using a cannon who was a Christian, and Shogun destroying Japanese people, sleeping with a Japanese female. In the movie Shogun, right? Or the series Shogun on FX or on Hulu, John Henry Blackthorne, the character had a rabbit. And he was a rabbit, and he let the rabbits spoil and fester with flies around, and he cooked it, and he made a stew, to the point where the wife that was assigned to him had to throw out the stew. But he had access to the best Japanese chick ever, and she cheated on Buntaro, and you white boys is cool with that bullshit. You white boys accept it. Because she treated Buntaro like shit, and Buntaro is the epitome of Japanese masculinity. Because he went out like you thought he died, but he represented the samurai code to the T. But when you thought he was going to die, and he understood why his Damu had to leave, and he took it, and he was badass, and he survived it. And he's the one that gets cheated on for this white boy that didn't know shit about battle tactics, and you white boys didn't complain. You white boys on that right didn't complain. You didn't call that woke. You didn't say how this is a travesty against Japanese culture. But because you saw a black male protagonist in a made-up video game, all of y'all had to make these woke-ass, dumb-ass stories. And you think we stupid. We're not stupid. We knew. I knew. The only reason you complain about Yasuke is because it could have been possible that Yasuke could have had relations with Nai, or whatever her name is. That's the reason why. Because in Assassin's Creed Shadows, when you play, he was walking around flirting with the Japanese female characters in there, the NPCs in there. They were flirting with him, he was flirting back with them. That's why you were upset. But you use all these different arguments centered around it, use the label as woke. Every fucking thing that the white boys on the right say is woke this, woke that, woke this is woke, and think we don't hear the hint of racism in your fucking voice. Excuse me for cussing you two, but I'm damn mad. My blood clot, man. I'm upset, I'm hungry, I'm vexed, I'm miserable. Because as a black gamer, in these gaming spaces, that's what you got to do. I've been in Call of Duty lobbies with white boys calling me the N-word, nigger this and nigger that and nigger this and nigger everything. And I wish I could just punch them motherfuckers in the face when I saw them. And even though, again, I disagree with using Yasuke to represent black masculinity because he was in Japan and he was treated way better than a Jamaican slave or a Haitian slave or a Black American slave. He was treated way better. He was in Japan praying to Japanese deities. I don't know about a Japanese Buddha. I know about Kumpanansi. I know about Papa Shango. I know about Papa Legba. I know about the Orishas. I know about Calypso. I don't know about fucking Buddha. I don't know the slaves in Brazil and Jamaica and Haiti and Black America or in America. We don't know Japanese martial arts. We know our own martial arts. We know capoeira. We use machetes. We don't use katanas. Plenty of stories They just choose that one. And the truth of it doesn't matter. We can't even prove Yasuke. We don't know if he existed or not. And the only reason why Oda Nobunaga, as it was claimed, kept Yasuke around is because he was a collector's item. He was just weird like that. He just collected shit. Back to the black male gaming. Or gamers in general. Excuse me, white boys. I'm not talking to you white boys who are neutral and you know. I'm only talking to the racist white boys in here and then the liberal left white boys that are in here in these spaces. I don't like either one of them. Because the liberal white boys, they like to use black women against me. And the right white boys, you know, they just hate me. I'm not talking to you white dudes who are genuine and neutral, right? But again, let's talk about bullying. Right? Growing up in black culture, you have an alpha who's either a street ninja or whatever, gangster in black culture, just a straight up bully. And what he would do, if you were a black person, black male, and you're into gaming and you're into technology and you're into these things, your primary bully was some alpha bully. Bullied you, mess with you, all kind of shit. And I dealt with that, me. And I saw other kids get bullied. And I used to be in the principal office almost every day. My mother had to be called up to the school almost every day. A kid grabbed my glasses off my face and crumpled it up. Because every day, that's what I dealt with. I fought. I'm always fighting somebody. Just because I'm either Jamaican or I'm into technology and gaming and you don't like me. Because I'm into gaming. And because you're going to now bully me because it impresses the black women that also don't like me because I'm into something that you think is lame or square. Not because I'm a weirdo, not because of any other shit besides I'm either Jamaican or I'm into gaming. You're going to now bother me and bully me. And then now when I punch you in the face and I fight back, now I get in trouble. Now I'm in the principal office and I'm the center of the trouble, even though I'm defending myself. And I remember having to defend other black kids that were being bullied. Because one black chick want to bully him, I step up in the middle of it. Now her alpha bum ass boyfriend want to come fight me. So I'm gonna see you at 3:00. And what I had to do is I had to pick up. I played football and I wrestled a little bit, and I got bigger. And the reason why I got bigger now is to defend myself against the bullying and to protect other people. You understand? And that's what I dealt with. Now all of a sudden, it bothers my mind to see the same bums that was never into gaming, some of you same bum ass, black ass, alpha bum mother that didn't like gaming, some of you same black bum ass women that didn't like gaming. All of a sudden now you're into gaming, you're into Iron Man, you're into Black Panther, you're into Blade. Really? Why the hell are you in spaces that you say were lame from the beginning? Why? Why are you guys in our spaces that in the 90s, 2000s, and the mid and the 2010s, you said you did not like, and get mad if we gatekeep you out to space so you don't destroy the space? But we couldn't get into your spaces, but you want to be in our spaces. How dare you? And to the alpha, to alphas and to the bullies, why couldn't you put the men you thought were lame? Why couldn't you just put them to the side and give them game, like game them up? Teach them masculinity, teach them how to fight, teach them how to be cool. Why is it that the alphas never bullied another alpha? How is it the alphas never bullied shit that was important? Why is it that you couldn't use your energy to make what you thought was weak stronger? Why did you have to bully them? Pick on them because they're different. Or you not black because you're not cripping or swooping or killing your other brother over colors or bullying somebody because of their national origin, because I carry blackness different from you. Or if you're a Black American and you're into it, and another Black American is going to bully you now because you're into gaming or you're into technology stuff, that prompts somebody to bully you and put their hands on you. Because the little gremlin of ladies that we had around us in Black culture don't like you. So because they don't like your masculinity, you don't like his masculinity. So you're not going to bully him to impress her or bully him just to bully him because you're an alpha bum. You know how many alphas I had to fight? You know how many Black American brethren that I was cool with that I had to protect and fight for? Now you in our spaces and get mad when we don't want you in our spaces. Now you're up there talking about you playing Warhammer and you're into Yu-Gi-Oh cards and you was always into Dragon Ball Z and it's always Dragon Ball Z. How come you don't know nothing about Yu Yu Hakusho? How come you don't know nothing about Inuyasha or Bleach? But somehow you know. But the only anime y'all could talk about is Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. Everybody watches that. The only reason why you like watching Dragon Ball Z or Naruto is just because some chick like it. The bitch like it, so now you want to watch it. Yo, these gaming spaces is weird, bro. If it's not the woke culture, if it's not the righties using woke, if it's not the racist white boys, it's the racist left boys, white left boys, or white right boys. Or it's you black shills that are up here picking up for either side. Or it's some angry feminist that want to sell her OnlyFans content, pop her box open, show her titties, but then shame black the men in here. And you men allow it. And I'm not saying there can't be women in the gaming spaces. I'm not saying that. I like women. I just don't like disrespectful women. And I don't like women who are hypocrites. I don't like women who are entitled. I don't like women that don't respect men. You want to be in our spaces, but when we're in your spaces and we're gaming alongside of you, you don't like us that we're there. That makes sense. Anyway, that was my rant. This was King Yardy Gaming Network. Um, yeah, it's just a funny space, funny time and space that we're in when it comes to these male spaces that were built by a lot of nerds. My bad. See how programmed I am? They're built by a lot of gamers, tech people, black, white, you know, that now these spaces are invaded by racist people, white people, black people who are pookies and ray rays and gangsters and street ninjas that never liked us in the beginning. Now you're in our spaces, and we're supposed to be secure and cool with that. No. How the fuck would a lame want a street nigga in our space? When the street nigga never liked lames in the beginning, but you call us a lame. Lame and square is not derogatory. I'm saying it. Why the fuck are you in our spaces? Why are you here? Did you allow us to go to your party? No. And I'm so happy that a lot of the men, whether it be now, when I talked about white people, like I said before, I'm not talking about the white men in here that are neutral, who are cool with black guys, and black guys are cool with you, and it's a genuine space. I'm not talking about the ladies that are here that like men and are not here to cause problems. I'm not talking about those, right? I love the fact that a lot of men like myself are picking up martial arts and MMA and learning how to defend ourselves. So now when this alpha bully come into space now and he think he's going to bully somebody, he's going to get punched and kicked right in the chest. You're going to get chopped in the throat. And then now you have the black dudes who are street niggas bringing their street nigga shit into the gaming space. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? You got pimp gamers and player gamers coming into the space. Calling out another nigga's girl talking about keeping it playing. No, get punched in your face. Keep that shit over there. You're insecure because you won't let me talk to your girl, nerd. Fuck you. Seriously? And there's going to be a pimp player in this comment section talking about I'm insecure. Yes, I'm insecure. Why would I want somebody messing with my girl, bro? Do you call a silverback gorilla insecure because he don't want you talking to his girl? No, you wouldn't, because a silverback gorilla will fuck you up. You respect a silverback gorilla, but you won't respect your other black brother and his situation. Or you're a white man and you won't respect your other white brother's situation. A big old Chad or Tyrone. The Chads and Tyrones are the problems in society. Because y'all can never go get your own bitch. You can never go get your own girl. You got to take somebody else's girl. You got to go after somebody else's woman and tell that guy he must be secure about it. And so I'm glad a lot of you men in these gaming spaces, are going to go pick up some kind of martial arts to defend yourself, to defend your girl, or to defend your boundaries. I'm happy about that. Keep on with that. And don't be afraid to gatekeep people that never liked you from the beginning coming into your spaces. No, that's like the serpent-tongued God, not to punish him and to keep allowing him to destroy his garden. That's what that's like. But anyway, this was King Yodi Gaming Network. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.